Welcome everyone to Gamer Meld. Today we have a new GPU from Nvidia releasing tomorrow. AMD's new card is more expensive than you thought. Desktop Ryzen 6000 APUs are officially coming, and Ryzen 7000 gets benchmarked. Okay, it's news time, and first up for today, it looks like Nvidia is actually set to release yet another GPU. Though if you see this in time, you may actually get a chance to buy one. According to a recent story from WCCF Tech, Nvidia is set to unveil a 12GB RTX 3080 on January 11th at 6 AM PST. Apparently the card was set to release at CES, but they changed it at the last minute. Not only that, but allegedly the card is set to either begin pre-orders or go on sale the same day. So if you see this before the morning of the 11th, or even after, maybe you'll get lucky, but I'll have an affiliate link to it down in the description below. So click on that and be ready for a potential release. It doesn't cost you anything more, and it helps the channel out. As for the card itself, according to the leak, it has 8,960 CUDA cores, which is a measly 3% increase over the regular 3080. 12GB of 19GB per second GDDR6X memory, and a TDP of 350 watts. Nvidia is likely releasing the card to bin GPUs that just barely miss the 3080 Ti mark. It's definitely wild how granular their binning seems to be getting. Of course, it's still annoying to see new releases when gamers still can't get their regular cards. Either way, it is apparently coming. But first, if you love talking PC hardware and gaming, make sure to join the GamerMeld Discord server. It's a place for hardware enthusiasts like yourself to talk about what you love. And it's free. Plus, I've got some really cool stuff coming to the server. So don't wait any longer and join the Discord for hardware lovers everywhere at discord.gg/gamermeld. Next up for today, we know AMD's RX 6500 XT is set for release on the 19th, to which I'll have an affiliate link to that GPU for when it's released in the description below. Either way, we know that AMD originally planned to release the card for $199, and that definitely sounded good given the absurd prices of GPUs lately. Well, unfortunately, that's looking like a pipe dream, as ASUS Germany just announced the official pricing of their 6500 XT cards. And according to this, the tough gaming model is set to release for €334, with the cheaper dual models set to be priced at €299. Now, you may be tempted to look at conversion rates, but there's no need. While the single euro is worth a bit more than $1, most GPUs typically have the same MSRP in euros, so the AMD MSRP is likely €199. But of course, you may notice this is still €100 more. Basically, we can probably expect the 6500 XT base models from probably everyone else to not get much cheaper than €300 or $300, meaning that $199 price tag looks to be nothing but a paper price. And once again, that seriously sucks, given AMD literally compares it to the RX 570, not even the 580. And sure, it would likely still beat the 580, but that's nearly a 5-year-old GPU that launched at around $200. Talk about a sad day. Next up, AMD's Ryzen 6000 APUs were announced for laptops at CES, but given how powerful the new iGPUs are, a lot of people are hoping to hear about them coming to desktop. Well, Tom's Hardware got a chance to speak with AMD's corporate VP and GM of the client channel business, David McAfee. And according to questions regarding desktop Ryzen 6000 APUs, they learned a couple interesting facts. For one, the desktop variants are in fact coming, and they're apparently set to debut on the AM5 socket, which means AM5 can work with Zen 3 Plus. Second, and this is a big one here, desktop Ryzen 6000 APUs will only support DDR5 memory. Now, that's not too surprising given it would allow a significant boost in memory speed for the iGPU. But the issue, of course, is that DDR5 is really hard to get. Of course, new memory is usually expensive at first, but this is due to shortages, not just the usual high demand of a new standard. And apparently that's set to continue through a lot of 2022. Of course, when AMD was designing their APUs, they almost certainly weren't aware this would happen. But it's a big wrench in the hope for desktop APUs. And according to the answer from David McAfee, AMD is actually looking at DDR5 pricing and availability to determine when to release the parts. Basically, while desktop APUs are officially coming, not even AMD likely knows when. And lastly for today, we know that AMD's Ryzen 7000 CPUs based on their Zen 4 architecture are officially coming in the second half of this year. And that of course means AMD is likely testing and sending out engineering samples of the chip already. Well, they've officially been spotted in the first ever benchmarks over at the Milky Way at Home project. For those who don't know, Milky Way at Home is a computing project that uses a network of volunteer computers to create a three-dimensional model of the Milky Way galaxy. Either way, two new AMD engineering samples with Family 25 were benchmarked on the network, and Family 25 means Raphael or Ryzen 7000. As far as the specs, one is an 8-core 16-thread CPU, which would likely be the 7800X, and the other is a 16-core 32-thread CPU, or likely the 7950X. And don't be confused when it says number of processors because that refers to threads here. Not only that, but they also both have 1024 kilobytes of cache, which is referring to the L2 cache. And interestingly, that's double the L2 cache of current Zen 3 parts. All in all, this doesn't really give us too much information, but it's great to see these parts out in the wild. And with double the L2 cache, Ryzen 7000 is likely set to further lower latency issues of their Zen parts. Let's just say, I'm excited. So while that does it for today, are you excited for Ryzen 7000 CPUs, or what about 6000 APUs? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you liked the video, please subscribe. And as always, have a great day.